I'm Howard Klepper. I've been a guitar maker, well, it's a little hard to say how long. I did guitar repairs in the 1970s and built my first acoustic guitar in 1977. I left that to do other things and came back to building my second guitar in 2001. So I've either been building guitars for 10 years or 34 years, depending on how you count. This guitar over here is what we call a multiscale. You notice the frets are not parallel to each other. This enables you to have a longer string length in the bass and a shorter string length in the treble, which is closer to the ideal that the strings need in order to give their best tone. It's an innovation that was promoted a lot by my friend Ralph Novak and has been picked up by many guitar makers ever since. Another interesting thing about this guitar is the wood the back and sides are made of. This is Pernambuco. It's a fabulous tone wood that's not very often available in sizes needed for building a guitar. It is the wood that is used for every fine violin bow and has been for about 300 years. Recently added to an endangered species list. There's never going to be very much of it available. I was very fortunate to buy and put away some of it about 3 years ago, just before it went on to that endangered species list. Fabulous tone wood, strong in all frequencies, very responsive, and a very beautiful deep orange color that really made the wood famous initially for its use in the dye industry. Otherwise, the guitar has some of the things that I call my signature touches, the way I veneer the back of the headstock so that the veneers run into the neck. It's both beautiful and it also adds a lot of strength to the neck. Pick guards that I make myself. I pour the plastic and dye it to get colors that complement the rest of the guitar. Purfling that I make myself. People often buy these things ready-made from a factory. Herringbone is probably the best known kind of purfling. I like to build these up in my shop and have unique designs to use on my guitar. What I try to get tonally in a guitar is always a guitar that is balanced, that speaks as if it's speaking from the same voice all the way from the low notes up to the highest notes. I don't like when a guitar partway through sounds like you're hearing a different instrument. Of course, the tone will vary some from the bass to the treble, but there's a certain characteristic sound of an instrument when it is consistent all the way through. Other things I always try for are a guitar that has what we call fat trebles. That means it doesn't get thin and what I sometimes like to call plinky as you go up the neck, and plinky being a way of describing a sound that's thin and weak and has kind of lost the guts of the tone. My guitars generally stay very strong in the treble up the neck, a lot of presence in the mid-range, and I like a bass that's round and full and sustains a lot, as opposed to what you often hear with a guitar that thumps in the bass and then the note dies. I can build them to suit a particular player's tonal interests. I can vary them a lot. And when I'm working with someone who wants to place an order, to me the most important part of it is to have a good dialogue about what they're interested in terms of tone. It's kind of a given that the guitar is going to play well, and some of what a customer will order will be specifics as far as the neck shape and the neck width. That's more the mechanical part of it, and it's easy to communicate those things because you can do it in numbers. The hard part is talking about tone. So I've spent a lot of time learning how to find out what a player means when they describe the tone. A lot of the time we will do this by talking about other instruments they've liked or not liked. Listening to the player play is always extremely helpful. Finding out what their technique is like, and what I try most of all to do is give them a guitar that has my guitar's characteristics of the sound I like, but tailored to bring out the best in an individual player's playing, give them their sound as well as giving the guitar my sound. So we end up with a collaborative effort. Very different from the experience of picking a guitar off the shelf that's built in a factory. The player gets to help me to build a guitar for them. My website is www.klepperguitars.com. I'm easy to find. You can also do a Google search for my name, Howard Klepper, and I will come up right at the top of it. And please come to the website and take a look around.